make things in a way so that they ask. Thus he created a war. Do you think Lord cannot really make the understanding between the brothers? He can. But he didn't want that to happen. Do you know why? For the sake of Draupadi. They were very bad guys. They tried to insult a lady in a big assembly, Draupadi. And Krishna thought this is something which we can never excuse at all. When he was going as an ambassador on behalf of Pandavas, then all the Pandavas said, all the 5, at least give us 5 villages. It's okay. If 5 villages are not possible, at least give us 5 streets in a village. So each one will rule. Even if that's also not possible, give us a big apartment where there are 5 bedrooms. We somehow try to adjust. Even that is also not possible. Give a condominium where there are just 5 beds. And finally he came to Draupadi and asked, hey Draupadi, what is your message to Kauravas? She said, Krishna, I just can't say anything. But see my hair, totally undressed. And would you like that I have to dress this hair? To dress this hair, few things should be done. Do you allow me to dress my hair, please? Because in those days, they were not keeping their hair free. In those days. They always used to keep the hair dressed well and also tied up well, decorated with flowers and stuff like that. It was those days, for one lady. So she said, are you asking me to keep my hair just, undressed like this? Then Krishna said, that is for which I am going now. I want to see that it is dressed well. To dress it well, somebody's chest must be torn. Somebody's thigh must be broken. That happens only in war. Without war, that will not happen. And if Dharmaraja, Yudhishthira and others say Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, do you think that it happens then? So Draupadi, don't worry. Dyoh patet, prudhivi siryet, himavan va sakali bhavet, tushyet toyanidhihi krishne, name mogham vacho bhavet. I promise you, I see that your hair is dressed properly. Let even the sky fall, earth break, Himalayas may become pieces, let the oceans dry up. My word to you will never fail. Okay? Be happy. I'm going now. He left. He made the whole war to happen. And even then, Pandavas did not ask for any good message from Lord Krishna. That is where Krishna tightened the screws of Arjuna. So the same Arjuna who said, I'm very powerful, I can kill all these guys with single hand. Dharta rashtrasya durbuddhehe yuddhe priyachikirshavaha. Let me see who are the right warriors to fight with me. And with whom should I give the fight? Take the chariot amidst both the battalions and let me see who is there. who asked the same question, and the same guy said, I don't want to wage the war. Why it happened? Do you think such thing happens at the same moment? He asked, take my chariot. And Krishna brought the chariot amidst both the war fields and said, look. The moment he looked, something else appeared before him, because the one standing behind or the one standing in front of him is not an ordinary person. So everyone appeared indifferent. Earlier he saw only enemies, but now he saw relatives. That is the time when Krishna tightened his screws. And Arjuna said, Sishyasteham Syadhimaham Tvam Prapannam. I surrender to you, my Lord. I am your disciple. Teach me something that is good. My God, at last you ask now. You would have asked this long ago when I met with you first time. But you never asked. You never felt like asking. And nobody asked that. He came with a beautiful message. But without asked, I think the good messages should not be told. Naprishtaha kasyichit bruyat. It is the Vedic rule. Without asking, good messages cannot be revealed. You know, if somebody did not ask and you started saying something, they thought that you are crazy. You must have seen, in countries like India, there will be a traffic police, standing somewhere in the middle, and he shows the ways. Come this way, go this way, like this. Right? And imagine a fine morning when you are just traveling by, and a police cop comes to you and starts telling you, hey, this way goes to Seattle, this way goes to DC, this way goes to somewhere else, this way go. If he started saying all these things, how do you feel? Who asked you? Huh? Did I ask you to say which way goes where? No, because you may not be missing. That's why I say, mind your own business. You simply think that he's a crazy guy. That's why powerful messages will be revealed by those people only to them who ask. So without asking, they should not be told. And nobody asks him, what to do. So Lord Krishna created a situation where Arjuna asks. So he asked at last, I am really not able to judge whether I have to wage the war or stop the war. Yachreyasyan nischitam bruhitan me. Whatever is good, tell me. Here Krishna caught hold of him. He asked, whatever is good to me, tell that. What did he ask? Whether to fight or not to fight. Only two things. Right? Krishna would have just said, just fight. Finish. No Bhagavad Gita. But Arjuna asked, Yachreyasya, whatever is good to me, tell that. So that good, what is good? What is good to the body? What is good to the mind? What is good to the soul? What is good to the world? What is good to everything, everybody? That has to be told now. So he started Bhagavad Gita and just revealed it. Not for sake of Arjuna. You understand? Don't think it is for Arjuna's sake. For us, he has given the message. But even for him, the days were not so positive. So many people made so many complaints against him, threw so much dirt against him. But he was so untouched. He is so untouched. He will be so untouched. Namam karmani limpanti, he declared, because he never owns anything. That is what is required. and he accepted everything equal. Somebody said positive, somebody said negative. Okay, whatever you feel like saying, just say, that's okay. Well, I am untouched. Some people said he is a thief. He steals butter and yogurt and milk. He said, that's okay. But who gave you the milk? Huh? Who gave milk to the Nandavraj people? Is it their own property? It was only a thorny area earlier. But he took a beautiful sankalpa with which it was wonderfully became a green area with grass. And then cattle came. And behind the cattle people came. And that's how the Vrindavana was organized there. And even then, Krishna went there. With his touch, those cows were growing. With his flute, they were growing. They did not graze the grass and they did not drink the water. They drank the flute, the voice of the flute, the sound of the flute when he was playing. That was their food. And by seeing him, by his touch, when he used to take the cattle to the forest and when he used to bring them back home, he used to touch every cow. That was the food for the cow. That's how they became so stout, big. That's how they used to give wonderful milk, creamy milk. That's how they used to. Whose is this? It's he who gave everything. And that to whom that yogurt, butter, milk, ghee, to whom do they belong? Krishna. And he gave everything and they stolen everything. They are real thieves. Right? Given by Krishna and they declared that they are their properties. That means who are the thieves then? To reduce their sin, he started taking something from them, so that the amount of punishment will be reduced. And they started blaming him as thief. See how wonderful it is? How surprising it is? How ironical it is? All we are thieves, in fact, because the soul here belongs to him. The body he gave to us. But my body, this is mine. I am. We are stealing his properties. Who are thieves then? We. To reduce our sins, to remove from these bondages, he gave a beautiful message, bearing with all the things that we are throwing on to him. So, my friends, what I mean to say, it is the tolerance that makes one to be called as a real man. We worship Lord Krishna and we worship him in the form of Lord Rama because we have to get a message. As Krishna, he spoke. As Rama, he practiced. So practice like Rama and follow Lord Krishna. Take the message from Lord Krishna. Practice like Rama. Don't practice like Krishna. And don't expect any messages from Rama. Rama never gives messages. He simply practices. He's a man of practice. See him and learn. Listen from Krishna and then follow. It's a beautiful way of living the Lord gave us on this earth for ultimate moksha, because it's the driving factor behind our lives is karma. So until and otherwise we cut down the karmic bondage, we cannot really get moksha. for which He came down all the way and showed us. Practice like this, you will be coming out of the bondages. That's why every day we do some puja. Every day we do. Not only during weekends. That's why our organizers choose a weekday for you to do the puja. Because most of you people, I think, assemble during the weekends and of course keep doing pujas, right? But keep doing it every day, not necessarily weekends. Swamiji, every day it's not possible because we have offices. Early morning we have to push into the car ourselves and then go, and only we come late in the night. How can we do puja, please? How much time sincerely can you dedicate for God, tell me? Sincerely. Every day, if at all you want to give. How much time? And? How many of you can give half an hour? Yes, can you raise your hands, please? Sincerely, I say. Half an hour. My goodness. Number looks so big. Okay. Let me give another option. 15 minutes, how many people can you give? 15 minutes. Can you tell me how many of you are able to give 5 minutes? At least? 5 minutes. Poor God has to depend upon you for time. Can I ask you one thing? How much time you are able to give for breathing a day?
24 hours.
Take a couple of hours. You don't?
Keep track of it. Like, so when you breathe, like, you don't think about it.
It's okay, but you are breathing, right? Whether you think it or not, but you are breathing, right? Breathing is for body. For the survival of the body, you breathe. But for the survival of the soul, you have to do the puja. If you won't breathe, what happens? Who dies? Its only body will die. Its only body will die. You won't die. But if you won't do puja, you will die. How many of you are interested in living? Tell me now. How many of you are interested in living? You living. Then in a day, how long would you like to live? 24 hours. Then keep doing puja 24 hours. But Swamiji, it's not practical. You may say so.